The 586th edition of the MMA Gambling Podcast on the Sports Gambling Podcast Network is brought to you by Underdog Fantasy. You can win up to 325 times your entry with their new Pick 8. Sign up today with promo code MMA SGPN to claim your special pick and first-time deposit offer of up to $250 in bonus cash. That's UnderdogFantasy.com, promo code MMA SGPN. And we're also brought to you by Rhythm. Get the best data-driven props with Rhythm. Claim your 7-day free trial today by going to sportsgamblingpodcast.com/rhythm. That's sportsgamblingpodcast.com/RITHMM.
Howdy ho, DeGenerinos. Welcome to the MMA Gambling Podcast on the Sports Gambling Podcast Network, episode 586. I was going to dedicate it to a new person in our Discord, but I can't find his name in time. Gummy did the ad reads too quickly, even though he did screw up partway through.
I had a little hiccup there because I couldn't get the graphic up on the screen. That was the biggest issue.
So instead, it's going to go to Rich Homie Don, which I enjoy his name, and he was very active in the Discord last night. So there you go. And the new guy, I will find your name eventually because you politely said hi to everyone and are part of the family now. Thanks for coming to the show. I'm Jeff Chalks Fox. This is part 2 of our PFL 4 preview. Yesterday we did the bottom 6 fights, or according to the PFL's website, the first 6 fights we're going to see on Thursday night. Today we're going to do the other half of the 6 fights we're going to see in the smart cage. We'll know what we'll find out how fast fighters punches that don't land are flying by. So I'm not doing it by myself though. I have a man many people call the greatest regional MMA handicapper of all time. It's Daniel Gummy Vreeland. Hello.
I'm definitely the one doing the most.
Yes.
I'll reserve judgment.
Quantity.
I'm definitely highest quantity. I'm working on highest quality. We'll see what we do this weekend. We had a real chalky first 6 fights, and I am going to tease a little bit here. Not a chalky last 6 fights. So buckle up.
Buckle up. How are we doing? How are we? The royal we, because we are doing well, but really it's you making the picks. I know we haven't put Fury into the mix yet. This past weekend's Fury, but how are you doing approximately with your non-UFC picks?
We're up about 15 units going into Fury. So, depend on whether or not we get that big underdog that I played, or, I got an underdog in the main event too. I guess it's all tentative. There's only 4 fights on that card because one of them fell off. But I guess we'll see.
But if you miss the main event, that means you're a stupid idiot loser who doesn't know anything about MMA. So,
correct.
Yes, people tend to give away that they bet too much money on a pick that you got wrong, right? And they get very sour.
They do. Maybe stay within yourself. This is a responsible gambling disclaimer. Maybe
don't do 8-fight parlays and ask people which one's going to lose it for you, because there's going to be multiple ones that are going to lose if you're parlaying 8 fights together, even if they're all favorites. But anyhow, this is not a part. We don't do parlays on the PFL. We just give you straight picks.
I gave you one on the last episode.
That's right, you did, didn't you?
Yeah.
We don't give you. Actually, we're not giving you lightning round because we're covering all the fights that are going through the smart cage this coming weekend.
My lightning round picks have been awesome. Pretty much all my lightning round picks this week hit. So,
well, maybe the key is don't think too much or give too much breakdown on fights. Just give the winner.
There you go. That's all they want on YouTube most of the time. Shout out to you guys on YouTube. Make sure you hit the subscribe button.
Yeah, they don't want any preamble. They don't want any ads. They just want you to spit out the winner. So. All right, before we move on, make sure you check out our new daily podcast dedicated to giving out underdog picks, The Daily Dog. New 10-minute episodes dropping Monday to Friday, The Daily Dog, wherever you get your podcasts. And also, the Circa announced they're giving away $16 million, American, I assume, in guaranteed prizes for Circa Survivor and Circa Millions. Sign up in Vegas, play from anywhere with footballcontestproxy.com. Promo code SGP to get 50% off, 50%. No, that's wrong. $50 off. Boy, I almost gave you half price. $50 off. That's footballcontestproxy.com. Promo code SGP, $50 off. Get in there and do it. All right, we're going back to Uncasville, Connecticut, PFL 4. the last half of the event we're covering right now is starting. It's Thursday at 5:30 p.m. Eastern time. We got what, a couple prelim fights. They only have they actually have a 5-fight main. No, a 4-fight main card this week. So we'll give you a couple more prelim fights, and then we'll get into the main card. We're kicking things off. It's either women's flyweight or men's heavyweight, and it's going to be a men's heavyweight fight. Let's see if Gumby can keep up on the flyer. It's Popov and Franklin. Is that what you figured I was going to go to?
Yeah.
Fantastic. 3 5-minute rounds, 265 pounds. Oleg Popov from Russia, Davion Franklin from the United States of America. Let's break her down, shall we? Franklin, all day is the nickname. He's 6-2 with 3 knockouts. He's been knocked out once, submitted once. This is a short notice, a debut. Loss over his last 3. Got injured in his last fight. That's where the loss came from. 6-2 in Bellator. 2 years younger than Popov, 2 inches taller, 3 inches reach, and 23 pounds heavier than him based on their last weigh-ins, plus 215 for Franklin. Popov, 17-1, 9 knockouts, 3 submissions. He's never been finished in a fight. 1-0 in PFL. He's won 15 straight fights. Won his last one via TKO. He's not lost a fight since November of 2016. He went 1-0 in Bellator, minus 275.
I'm going to go Davion Franklin. I'm going to take the dog right out of the gate here. I think his wrestling defense is going to hold up against Popov. I know we're seeing that OV name. I'm pretty sure that's the only reason the numbers are coming in for Popov. But like Popov in his last fight, I mean, he shot a lot of takedowns. He wound up in some halfway decent positions. But like Davion Franklin, like go back and watch his fight with Slim Tribulisi. He stopped a lot of the early takedowns from Tribulisi. And obviously he gave up some positions a little bit later on. But like his takedown defense is actually pretty solid here. He's also going to be infinitely a better striker than Oleg Popov. Like Popov, if you watch his last fight, like it was pretty much like shoot a takedown or he wasn't doing anything in that fight. Like he doesn't have the ability, I think, to stand and trade. Franklin's way faster. Franklin's way stronger. So I think as long as Franklin stuffs these takedowns, I think this is all him here. And like for those of you who don't know the name Slim Tribulisi too, the guy who he blocked the first couple of takedowns to, he was an Olympic qualifier for Tunisia. So like he's a really sensational wrestler, and Franklin didn't have any trouble stopping him until he got a little bit on the tired side. I don't even think Popov has the ability to get him tired. I think he's going to shoot a couple of desperation takedowns. I think he's going to eat those fists from Davion Franklin. I love the dog money here on Davion Franklin. I couldn't believe he was this big. It's totally the OV, the OV rub here.
The OV rub. There's a title for the episode already. I like it when Gumby gives me a title right out of the gate. Makes it easy for me. All right. We're going back to women's flyweight now. And it's going to be Taila Santos versus Jena Bishop, Brazil versus United States of America. This is the final prelim fight, and then we'll get to the main card. Doesn't really make a difference, though, to us. Bishop is 7-0 with 4 submissions, 1-0 in PFL. She's won 2 straight fights via submission. She went 2-0 in Bellator. She is a BJJ world champion, 9-5 in pro grappling, and a champion there as well, plus 170. Santos, 20-3, 10 knockouts, 4 submissions, never been finished in a fight, 1-0 in PFL, 1-2 over her last 3, 5-2 over her last 7, won her last fight via submission, 4-3 in the UFC, 1-0 Contender Series, used to fight at bantamweight, regional champion, 2013 pro MMA debut, 7 years younger than Bishop, 2 inches taller, 2 inches of reach over her, minus 200.
This fight is only happening so that the PFL can make sure Dakota Ditcheva makes it to the playoffs, and one of these two do not. And that's a huge bummer because I think these might be the best 2 women in this tournament. And I say that knowing Liz Carmouche is in the tournament as well. I think I'm going to go Santos here. It's hard for me to go against Jena Bishop because I am such a Jena Bishop fan. I love her wrestling. I love her top control. I even love her submission game. Like, it really looks like she's the total package. I mean, it's kind of a bummer she came to MMA as late as she did. I don't think I'm jumping on Taila Santos at the number she's at. Like, she's a little bit too big of a favorite for me to like. And, like, if you're a Jena Bishop stand out there and you really like her wrestling game, like, by all means, like I think this price is probably a good enough one to get after her on. Like, she shouldn't be this big of an underdog here. So I think the value here is the Jena Bishop side. But like Taila Santos out wrestled Valentina Shevchenko for like a large portion of that fight. Arguably beat her, walked away so that she could go win this $1 million here. And like, Jena Bishop is a really good wrestler, but like, is she going to be able to mix it up in the same way that Valentina Shevchenko did? Or is she going to be able to get back up the way that Shevchenko did. Is she going to be able to get Santos down enough and keep her down enough to win that kind of decision? I just don't think so. I don't think she's ready for that yet in her just 8th pro fight. So I'm going to go with Santos. Again, I don't feel good about that number. What did you say she's at officially?
What am I giving you? I'll give you her at minus 200.
Yeah, I would say, the value is still there on Bishop. So, but I'm going to officially pick Santos.
And if you're a Jena Bishop stan, more than like you're in her discard, right? That's type of people we have in the discard. Yeah, hardcores like that. All right, let's do our first main card fight. Shall we? We're sticking with the women's flyweight, and we have the aforementioned Liz Carmouche in it. Liz Carmouche, United States of America. Kana Watanabe from Japan. 3 5-minute rounds. Let me tell you about Watanabe first. Too Macho Yawera-chan is her nickname, Gumby.
Sure.
Or Soft Beast. Both of those are funny.
Soft Beast.
Soft Beast. Hey, whatever. 13-2-1. 3 knockouts, 4 submissions. She's been knocked out once. 1-0 in PFL. She won 2 straight fights in 3 of her last 5. 4-2 in Bellator. She lost to Carmouche via TKO in June of 2021. She's 4 years younger than the Gorilla, plus 240. The Gorilla, Liz Carmouche. 21-7, 9 knockouts, 5 submissions. She's been submitted twice. 1-0 in PFL. Won 8 straight fights. Has not lost since August of 2019. 7-0 in Bellator and is technically the current champion there. 5-5 in the UFC. Used to fight at bantamweight. 2-0 in Invicta. 2-2 in Strikeforce. Strikeforce never die. 2010 pro MMA debut. Minus 300. A rematch we didn't know we wanted, but we're getting.
She knocked her out in 35 seconds the first time.
That's Bring It On again,
remembering
right?
That right?
Yeah, I don't remember.
I think she beat her in 35 seconds. No reason not to pick Carmouche again, because I'm pretty sure last time she beat her with strikes, and you're like, Liz Carmouche is out striking you. And that's the thing she does worst, probably. So yeah, I mean, Carmouche all day here. She could probably take her down and control him. As I said before, she knocked her out the first time, so she could probably beat her that way too. I mean, like, she could beat her any way she wanted. This is another example of their terrible matchmaking. Like, if you wanted to do the toughest matchups, no matter what, you go Carmouche versus Ditcheva, or Carmouche versus, do Velasquez again, I guess, because we haven't seen that 4 times yet.
Yeah.
Or she could have fought a Jena Bishop or a Taila Santos. If you wanted to do the easy matchups, I mean, I guess this is where we are, but like, it's weird that they did Taila Santos, Jena Bishop for the hardest one, and then this one for the easiest one. Because, Carmouche is just going to roll, put her in the tournament. Let's see how she does against the top level people the next time out. So yeah, Carmouche, negative 300 seems actually a little bit low here too. So that's kind of nice, I guess.
All right, there you go. No underdog with that pick, but we are riding with underdog fantasy nonetheless. Pick 8 is now live for the NBA Finals. Create entries with up to 8 picks, and underdog will automatically double flex entries, so you can miss up to 2 picks and still win your entry. With more picks to make and extra ways to win, the excitement is higher than ever. The best part, you can win up to 325 times your original amount. You can now use specials and boosts on all flex entries. Is there anyone that you're interested in going forward with NBA Finals picks in any category, Gumby?
I assume so you're getting this, it's right before game 3. Now, obviously we haven't watched game 2, which is on the day that we're recording this, but I have to imagine going home, you're going to see a better version of Kyrie Irving. He's having a lot of trouble, at least in game 1, he had a lot of trouble in Boston with the booze, and the defense was clearly stacked against him. I'm guessing he has a bad game 2 as well. So I'm going to look for the rebound spot in game 3.
All right. So points or whatever.
Higher than on his points for sure.
Yeah. All right. Sign up with our code MMASGPN so you don't miss your chance to try pick 8 out before it's gone. So MMASGPN to claim your special pick and first-time deposit offer up to $250 in bonus cash. UnderdogFantasy.com, promo code MMASGPN. All right. Let's move on to men's heavyweight. Denis Goltsov, Russia, Thiago Santos. Yes, the heavyweight Thiago Santos from Brazil. 3 5-minute rounds. Santos, Marata, of course, Sledgehammer. It's a nickname. 22-12 with 1 no contest, 15 knockouts, 1 submission. He's been knocked out 4 times, submitted 3 times. 0-1 with 1 no contest in the PFL. 0-3 with 1 no contest over his last 4. 1-6 with 1 no contest over his last 8. Did lose his last fight. He's not won since October 2021. He's taking this fight on short notice and up a weight class also. up 2 weight classes originally from his original weight class. Used to fight at middleweight and light heavyweight, 14-10 in the UFC, 2-2 in the Ultimate Fighter, 2010 Pro MMA debut, plus 300. Goltsov, the Russian Bogatyr. That's some kind of like boogeyman thing, right? I think.
I thought it was a mounted horseman or something.
Oh, yeah, you're right. You're right. I always say it's a boogeyman, and you always tell me, no, I think it's a horse thing. And you're right, like usual. Goltsov, 33-8, 16 knockouts, 11 submissions. He's been knocked out 4 times, submitted 3 times. 11-3 in the PFL, 6-1 over his last 7, won his last fight via TKO. Multiple regional championships on his
mantle.
Correct. Get the shirt, sportsgamblingpodcast.com/store. Get sticky with it. That's the first time I got to say that over the past couple episodes. 2010 Pro MMA debut. He's a 2-time Sambo world champion. He's 6 years younger than Santos, 3 inches taller, 2 inches reach on him, 40 pounds heavier based on their last weigh-ins. You'd think Santos is going to weigh a bit more since he's not cutting down for this fight. Goltsov minus 400.
Yeah, it's Goltsov all day. I mean, you mentioned Thiago Santos hasn't won in a minute. It's like a 4 or 5 fight losing streak right now for him, right? And then that only win is when Johnny Walker changed to SBG over in Ireland and completely forgot how to fight for like 2 fights and like didn't throw any punches and lost a weird decision to Thiago Santos. And then you can go like 3 or 4 more fights before that, and Thiago Santos lost all those too. And then like Goltsov's only loss recently is Renan Ferreira. It was just because he had a lot of trouble measuring the distance of. I mean, Renan Ferreira is enormous, right? Like that guy's like 6'7", and like he had trouble measuring the distance of it. Wound up walking into a strike. You know, he's got the reach advantage here. He's got the size advantage, and Thiago Santos just like he isn't the sledgehammer he was before, right? Like he's not landing those big bombs like he did when we were talking about him being a title challenger when he was beaten. He beat Jan Blachowicz, right? I'm not making that up.
I think so.
I want to say he knocked out Jan
happened.
Blachowicz. That was his last win that wasn't the weird Johnny Walker one, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah.
And like, he's not that guy anymore who lands the big bomb on like sharp strikers. And not that Goltsov is a sharp striker. The guy's got good sambo and he likes to get on the inside and he likes to make it a grind. But like, I think that that's fine right now against Thiago Santos. He's just going to close the distance. He's going to make this a little bit hard for Santos to move. And I don't think Santos has got any of the skills to get out of there anymore. So apart from the chance he just catches a strike on the way in, I don't really see a path to victory here for Santos.
Yeah, no, I don't think he's not knocking out light heavyweights. He's not going to knock out a heavyweight at this point in his career. So, all right, co-main event. This girl's been taking a lot of shrapnel from you, but it's not really her fault that the PFL likes her. She can only fight who's in front of her. That would be Dakota Ditcheva from England versus Chelsea Hackett from Australia. This is a women's flyweight bout in the co-main event. I'm going to tell you about Hammer Hackett first. 4-2-1, 1 knockout, 1 submission, 1-1 in PFL. Loss of her last 3. Got submitted in her last fight. 0-1 on Contender Series. Used to fight at bantamweight, a Muay Thai champion. 16-4-3 in kickboxing. A year younger than Ditcheva, plus 550. Dangerous Dakota Ditcheva. The it girl. She has it, Dana White would say. She's 11-0. Actually, the last
Don Davis would say.
The last girl Dana White said has it. Things have not gone her way since then. So probably better where you are right now. Dangerous Dakota Ditcheva. 11-0, 9 knockouts, 1 submission, 6-0 in PFL. She's a PFL Europe champion. She won 6 straight fights via finish, so all her PFL fights. Used to fight at bantamweight, a Muay Thai gold medalist on the world level, 10-1 in pro kickboxing, 3 inches height, 2 inches reach over Hackett, minus 800. I bet Gumby's taking an underdog here.
I am at this price. Also, do you know what Chelsea Hackett's nickname used to be before it was the Hammer?
It's not Hammer Hackett. No, I don't remember.
It was the ham sandwich.
Oh, no way.
Yeah, ham
why
sandwich.
Would you change that then?
I don't know. Chelsea ham sandwich Hackett. Yeah, it's sick. No, here's the reason why. First of all, yes, I'm throwing as much shade at Dakota Ditcheva and the matchmakers as I possibly can here. I get that they like her. I'm not entirely sold on her. Yes, she has knockout power. Yes, she is a good kickboxer. I'm not convinced she's a complete mixed martial artist, and literally they hid her from anybody who could wrestle her in this division, right? Yeah. Liz Carmouche takes her down and beats the hell out of her. Taila Santos takes her down and beats the hell out of her. Jena Bishop takes her down and beats the hell out of her. Julie Vasquez takes her down and beats the hell out of her. I'm not convinced Kana Watanabe doesn't take her down and beat the hell out of her. I think she is not as complete as any of those fighters. And so, like, yes, they tried to hide her here, but also they almost accidentally gave Chelsea Hackett the matchup she's looking for, too. Chelsea Hackett's only ever lost to grapplers in her life. You know, you mentioned she lost on Contender Series. That was to Victoria Leonardo, got taken down like 100 times in that fight. She lost her next fight to Jena Bishop in PFL. Like, those are the only 2 losses she has. 2 people who took her down, 1 armbarred her, 1 TKO'd her with punches from the ground. Like, she is a really high-level Australian kickboxer. She trained under John Wayne Parr for years. Like, she's got her own chops on the feet here. Do I think she's as polished as Dakota Ditcheva? Probably not. But also, like, she's fought higher-level competition than Ditcheva in most of her fights. And what did you say we're getting her at? Plus 750 or something?
We're getting her at, as of recording, plus 550.
Oh, 550. That's down a bunch. And where did you get
that? It could be up by now. You know,
where did you get that number from, by the way?
Don't remember. Sadly, I don't know.
As of this morning, and this is being taped on Sunday.
Yeah, this was last night. So you have a newer line.
Oh yeah, it was 900 this morning. So that number is just going to keep going up on Hackett.
I'll give you that, Gumby. I'll give you a plus 900. I'm putting those numbers.
She'll probably be negative 1,200 by the time this hits your ears. She's definitely worth a play. Let her fight a kickboxing match against Ditcheva. Throw your pizza money on Hackett, and let her duke it out. And like, maybe Ditcheva works her ground game and tries to show she's more complete. And I still won't be sold on her after the fact because she fought a kickboxer. But like, Ditcheva is a fade for me pretty much in all circumstances because I just don't think she's tested.
There you go. Boy, the number is going to be too high after all the people in the Discord follow your lead. But hey, hopefully you're getting this early, people, and you're getting on that line. All right, before we finish off with the main event, let's tell you about Rhythm. If you're betting on NBA player props, then you need to download Rhythm. Rhythm gives you a menu of the best player props for every single NBA playoff game, making it easy to go through and find the best props to put your money on in seconds. Rhythm's predictions are backed by over 3 years of data and a team of data scientists and quants that focus on fine-tuning our algorithm to give you the best shot at winning. Rhythm pairs its predictions with player prop graphs to help make you feel even more confident in your picks, which you can make wherever you normally place your bets or DFS picks. From superstars to bench players, Rhythm finds the best player prop lines, all backed by AI data, without you needing to endlessly scroll your sportsbook. Rhythm also allows you to create your own custom NBA models so you can get AI-backed money line, spread, and total picks for every playoff game. Claim your 7-day free trial today by going to sportsgamblingpockets.com/rhythm. That's sportsgamblingpockets.com/RITHMM. We're also brought to you by Game Time. I'm always in the Game Time app looking concert tickets, sports tickets. They got it all in there. Plus, Game Time is now an authorized ticket marketplace of Major League Baseball, which makes getting tickets even faster and easier. Prices on the Game Time app actually go down the closer it gets to the first pitch. With killer last-minute deals, all-in prices, views from your seat, and the lowest price guarantee, Game Time takes the guesswork out of buying MLB tickets. They got last-minute tickets. They got flash deals. They got zone deals. Easy to buy. Everything you need's there. Their big thing is last-minute deals. You can save up to 60% off buying last-minute for sports, concerts, comedy, theater, etc., and MMA. MMA is on there. I've checked for UFC tickets in the past. Seat views are great too. You get a panoramic view from your seat in the app before you buy, so you know exactly where you'll be sitting, what type of scene view of the action you'll get. So take the guesswork out of buying tickets with Game Time. Download the Game Time app, create an account, and use our code CFBX to get $20 off your first purchase. Terms apply. Again, create an account and redeem our code CFBX for $20 off. Download the Game Time app today. Last minute tickets, lowest price guaranteed. All right, main event time. Ditcheva not in the main event. Is it her personally that you have an issue with, or it's the hype machine that you have an issue with?
I mean, like, kind of the hype machine. Like, she hasn't done anything in her like post-fight interviews that make me hate on her. You know, she's not giving me the Ian Gary, if you will, where he's talking about
or
being
the Macy Barber.
Yeah, the Macy Barber. But like, man, I just it's so infuriating to have a tournament format. And look, you look at the PFL Europe, which, by the way, is how she got here in the first place, right? It's the PFL Europe. They show you the bracket up front.
Yeah.
Why are we not doing that in PFL? Or
you know why? You know why?
Exactly. But why?
They have favorites.
They have favorites, and it's like a total bummer that they do that. Because like, there's a lot of fights out there. You know, like, I think we've always said this: a good fight answers a question. So even if we're not talking about it being a closely lined fight, or we're not talking, it should answer a question. She has never answered the question, can I fight this slew of grapplers at flyweight, or do I still need to like find a way to turn this corner? Yeah. And they're still doing this. So yeah, no, I'm going to hate on it.
Okay, but they won't be able to do this in the playoffs because once playoffs come, they actually are ranked,
and it's probably going to be mostly wrestlers too, right? Like it's going to be most likely Taila Santos, possibly Taila Santos and Jena Bishop, depending on how that fight ends, right? Because like one of them isn't going to get any points, but like maybe they both still have enough from their first fights. Liz Carmouche is going to be in there. She's going to have to beat one of those guys.
Yeah, well, maybe she can, but I don't know. If she never, it'd be easier to have her fight, grapplers
to answer that question.
As good as those people.
To answer that question,
yeah. And then Gumby wouldn't throw as much hate all over the place. But hey, that's fine. People love the hate. Let's go to the main event, shall we? Valentin Moldavsky, he's from Russia. Linton Vassell, he's from United Kingdom, I believe is his flag, or is it the Great Britain? It's all that stuff's so confusing. Great Britain, United Kingdom, England, he's listed as United Kingdom. So that's what shall say he's from. This is 3 5-minute rounds. This is that heavyweight. We're going to tell you about the Swarm, Linton Vassell first. 23-9 with 1 no contest. 10 knockouts, 8 submissions. He's been knocked out 5 times, submitted once. 0-1 in PFL. He's won 5 of his last 6. He got TKO'd in his last fight. 12-5 in Bellator. Used to fight at 205. He's gone 1-1 against Moldavsky over his career. He lost the original fight, I think, via decision, and then he beat him in the rematch via TKO. He has multiple regional championships on his
mantle.
Correct. Get the shirt, sportsgamblingpodcast.com/store. Are you upset I didn't miss any of the rematches this time around?
No. I like that you started to get the
All right. Good job, Jeff. Pat on the head. 2008 pro MMA debut for Vassell. 3 inches height, 6 inches reach. So despite being a light heavyweight for most of his career, he's way bigger than Moldavsky, at least longer, plus 160. Moldavsky, 13-3 with 1 no contest, 2 knockouts, 3 submissions. He's been knocked out 1 time. 1-0 in PFL. He's won 2 straight. Last one via TKO. 2-2 with 1 no contest over his last 5. 7-2 with 1 no contest in Bellator. He's a 2-time Sambo world champion. 9 years younger than Vassell, minus 200.
I'm going to go Vassell. I'm going to take a third dog on this main card episode that we're doing.
Hey, just like real life.
I like Linton Vassell. I think if you watch both of his fights with Moldavsky, including the one he lost, he came out of the gate and he was the one getting the takedowns early. Now, in the original fight, he sort of tires and Moldavsky sort of takes over and winds up winning that decision. But if you watch the second fight, not only does he come out with more takedowns early and get started with that again, but he also controls better and hits better ground and pound. And that seems to be the change with him right now. I worry a little bit about Vassell moving forward on the feet because, obviously being knocked out recently is an alarm. But I don't think that Moldavsky's the type of guy who's going to beat him there. Like Moldavsky's going to have to out wrestle him, look for arm triangles and stuff like that. I think Vassell's better at those things now. I think you saw it in their last fight. When I saw this fight get posted and I was like, oh, Moldavsky definitely a slight dog here. And then I was like, he's a favorite. And like, don't get me wrong, he did win one of the 2 fights, but it's the older one and it was less impressive. Mm-hmm. I think Vassell's move up to heavyweight has been just an absolute revelation, whether or not he lost his last fight or not. I think he winds up controlling the position early here against Moldavsky. And I think it's enough to either eke out the decision or to see him get, like I said, that ground and pound going early and possibly even a finish.
Yeah, usually late career weight class moves are desperation attempts and they don't work out, but it's worked out pretty good for him.
Yeah. He's big. That's why. It's like he was a big light heavyweight.
Yep. Yes, sirree. All right, let's recap. No lightning round. You got picks for all 12 fights inside the smart cage. Vassell, Hackett, Goltsov. Did I miss one here?
Carmouche.
Oh, Carmouche, obviously. I didn't put down an obvious one. Santos, but Taila Santos, not Thiago Santos. And Franklin, all day with Franklin.
That's right.
All right, we did it. PFL in the books. PFL actually are just as popular as UFC episodes are for us.
Co-leader.
YouTube people love PFL, so I guess they are the co-leader. It's true. They know what they're talking about. All right, that's because we don't do one. If we did one, our numbers would be off the charts, right? we should start covering more one.
10 billion potential viewers.
Yes. Thank you. Potentially, it's true. Thank you for watching and or listening. If you're watching, make sure you hit the subscribe button if you haven't already on YouTube. It helps us out greatly. And it costs you nothing. That's the best part about it. Check us out on the Discord, sportsgamblingpodcast.com/Discord. We'll be talking about the smart cage and everything else we love about PFL when the pacing. We'll be talking about PFL pacing on Thursday for sure. We love the pacing of the PFL. So check out the Discord. You can check us out on Twitter. I guess basically all of the Twitter stuff is gone now. It's X, but I'm still calling it Twitter. SGPN, I'm old school. SGPN MMA. Gumby runs that. He's at Gumby Vreeland. I'm at Jeff Fox Writer. You can catch me in the same handle on the Instagram as well, Jeff Fox Writer. Check out my Substack. No pick'em contest this week, but I'll be running another one, another free one for the UFC Saudi Arabia event, which is coming up on my anniversary in 2 weeks. So hopefully my wife will want to sit down and watch UFC Saudi Arabia.
She's a big Kamzat fan, right?
Yeah, for sure. Actually, I think we're driving that day. That's going to be fun trying to get all those fights watched in time. Anyhow, that's my problem, not yours. What else can you do? Gumby's got Top Turtle MMA podcast. He has interesting people in MMA on it, such as this week's guests who I already forgot.
Jose Johnson and Carly Judici.
Yep. I remember now. Both those people are fighting. We'll be talking about both. Are they both? No. Is Jose Johnson they're both on prelims?
Yes, I think they're both on the prelims.
All right. We'll both be talking about them tomorrow, Wednesday, because we're covering UFC at the Apex UFC Vegas tomorrow, prelims. All right. So check out that Top Turtle. Obviously, sportsgamblingpodcast.com. sportsgamblingpodcast.com/store, sportsgamblingpodcast.com/Patreon. We'll be back tomorrow. As we said, the Swarm, Jeff Fox, and Ham Sandwich, Gumby Vreeland. We'll talk to you then.